Most people try to do more by doing more hours, more checklists, more hustle. But what if that's the exact reason you're stuck? What if the secret to real productivity is doing less? Welcome to the 80-20 rule, the productivity hack that changed my life. And in the next few minutes, it might change yours too. Chapter 1, the 80-20 law, why most effort is wasted. Here's something wild. 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts. It's called the Pareto Principle, named after an Italian economist who noticed that 80% of land in Italy was owned by 20% of the population. But this isn't just about economics, it shows up everywhere. 80% of your happiness comes from 20% of your relationships. 80% of your progress comes from 20% of your habits. 80% of your stress, you guessed it, comes from 20% of your problems. The 80-20 rule is brutal and beautiful. Brutal because it reveals how much time we waste. Beautiful because it shows how little we need to focus on to win. Chapter 2, the productivity illusion. You ever have a day where you check off 10 things, but still feel like you didn't move forward? That's because not all tasks are created equal. Some things move the needle. Others just make you feel busy. We confuse motion with progress. It's like rowing in circles and wondering why the shoreline doesn't get any closer. The truth? You could delete 80% of your to-do list right now, and it wouldn't hurt your goals. In fact, it would free you. Chapter 3, finding your 20%, the hidden gold. So, how do you find the magical 20%? Start with this. Ask yourself, if I could only do one thing today, that would make everything else easier or unnecessary. What would it be? That's your 20%. Do that first, every day. You can also run a time audit. Track how you spend your time for 3 days. Be honest. You'll find that a few activities drive most of your results, and a few distractions kill most of your time. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's when change begins. Chapter 4, delete, delegate, win, or do differently. Here's the 3D system. Delete, ruthlessly eliminate tasks that don't matter. Delegate, give away tasks that need to happen, but not by you. Do differently. If it's essential but slow, find a faster way. This isn't just a productivity tactic, it's an energy-saving system, because every yes is a no to something else. Every task on your list costs time, energy, focus, so you better be buying something worth it. Chapter 5, the 20% mindset shift. Most people try to change by adding more habits, more apps, more routines. But here's the twist. Improvement doesn't come from adding, it comes from subtracting what doesn't matter. Want to read more? Delete 30 minutes of Instagram. Want to exercise more? Say no to that extra Zoom call. Want to grow faster? Stop saying yes to everything. Your time is a garden. Weeds aren't bad, they just grow by default. But if you don't pull them out, nothing meaningful has space to grow. Chapter 6, 80-20 in real life, stories and examples. Studying? 20% of the material shows up on 80% of the exam. Smart students don't study everything. They study strategically. Work? 20% of your clients create 80% of your income. Or 20% of your tasks bring in 80% of your results. Relationships? 20% of people make you feel most alive. Spend more time with them. Let the rest go. Learning? Read 10 books on productivity. 80% of the core ideas come from just 2 of them. Every area of life follows this rule, if you look for it. Chapter 7, build your 20% system. Here's how to make the 80-20 rule part of your daily life. Step 1, ask the daily focus question. What's the one thing that will make the biggest difference today? Do that first. Step 2, weekly review. What worked? What felt like a waste? Adjust. Step 3, the 20% list. Every month, list your top 20% habits, your top 20% people, your top 20% inputs, books, content, routines. Then double down on those. Cut or reduce the rest. Simplicity isn't laziness, it's clarity. Chapter 8, The 80-20 Trap, What to Avoid Now, a Warning. The 80-20 rule doesn't mean ignore everything else. It means optimize your energy. Do the 20% first while you're fresh. Then use your leftover energy for admin, emails, errands. Also, don't become a productivity robot. You're human. Rest matters. Play matters. Sometimes the best thing you can do is nothing at all. Not everything should be efficient. Some things, like long walks, deep talks, silly laughter, are valuable because they're inefficient. Chapter 9, Why This Works. The Brain, Science. Here's the science. Your brain has limited attention. It tires like a muscle. When you focus on too many things, you create decision fatigue. Your willpower weakens. Your focus splinters. But when you narrow in on the 20% that matters, you create clarity, and clarity boosts motivation, focus, performance. This isn't about doing less work. It's about doing the right work with less friction. Conclusion: simplicity equals power. Let's be honest. You're not failing because you're lazy. You're drowning in too much of the wrong stuff. The 80-20 rule is your lifeline. It's not about doing everything. It's about doing the few things that actually matter and letting the rest go. So here's your challenge. Step 1, find your 20%. Step 2, defend it with everything you've got. Step 3, watch how fast your life changes, because doing less is the secret to achieving more. This was Productive Doodle, where simple sketches meet smarter thinking. If this helped, share it with someone who's drowning in busy work. And remember, it's not about working harder. It's about working right.